And here we go. Welcome back to Minecraft 1.21 on the Fabric Loader, featuring Spectrum and more. When last we left off, the game had unceremoniously crashed during an expedition in the Deep Dark. I don't think I can call it the Deep Dark. That's another mod. So let's see what we lost, if anything. Oh, we've been set back quite a few steps. I still have the buckets of garbage. And some of the turtle eggs. Wish I should really scoop back into that present. And maybe it's just time to go. So I think part of my problem here is that my inventory is beginning to get way too dense. Which is a thing that can happen. You can outstrip the game's ability to contain and understand the sheer amount of crap you're carrying. This is not normally something that happens unless you have a way to, like, digitize inventory. Oh, this is cool. They have a small arboretum with multiple color trees, all decked out in very fancy lamps and stone. But before I commit to leaving, there's one last thing I want to check. Because some of those food ingredients I didn't recognize, and I actually asked the developer what they could be. And that's apparently it. He mentioned stripping the mushroom woods. So now I have mycelium, which who would ever have guessed or assumed? You get something by stripping the mushroom trees. I suppose some mods can give you a bark-based resource for tree stripping, but it's not normal, man. It's not normal. I think I went in this one already. I mean, it doesn't look like I did because it's still very dark and full of vines, but the vines feel familiar. I must not have, because I would have taken that book. We have that cookbook. And Imperial Recipes 3rd edition. Yeah, we have that one too. Along with some sharpness and protection. So, yeah. definitely time to go. I think the last thing I would want to try and steal is... well, these are giant bones. Giant unbreakable bone blocks. That must be something else I can't see properly or identify. I definitely want some of these. The Doom Bloom flower is extremely valuable and even more dangerous than it is valuable. Because as we saw last time, it tends to explode. I almost think it has to explode to reproduce, because the few times I've exploded it, I've gotten a lot more than one seed out of it. So that's my path home. Just gotta keep going back through this swamp-destroyed old town full of bazaars. With more boats and fishing rods. This dragon rod stuff is nasty, though. You do not want to set foot in it. It's worse than lava. Because not only does it do contact damage and immersion damage like lava does, we now have guests coming, but on top of the straight damage it already does, it also inflicts a very serious condition. A status effect that reduces your max health and gets worse over time. So it's like a poison that drains your maximum health. And just setting foot in Dragonrot gives you the debuff long enough for it to drain all of your max health down to just a half heart. And then that's all you have, is a half heart until the debuff expires, with no hope of even eating food to heal it. That half heart is all you've got. I am going to want to get some more stairs. More stair blocks to finish this staircase. And this one block that I really need a staircase for. I could also use Ruin to clear away some of this bedrock. But that's not exactly a priority. The important thing is we're home and can unload some of the sheer amount of loot and garbage that we've uncovered. Who would have thought there'd be a whole abandoned city right where we break in? Also, how's my yellow doing? 24k? That should keep us in light for a good long time. The book says, Mycelon. Goes into Mycelon. Yep, using an axe or multi-tool, you could strip pieces off of mushrooms. They are sturdy and tasty. So it makes an apple pie variant with amaranth, cookies, pumpkin pie, And it is indeed the missing orange ingredient in several of these things. I think somewhere there was still another ingredient that I didn't know about. Knoxwood. Mushroom trees. Makes more mushroom stew. And has tons and tons of decorative blocks. So it's not just another wood type, it's a fully realized wood type. And you also have to remember that these gill blocks glow. The only problem, I think, is that you can only craft these things in the pigment pedestal. Like, I don't think any of these crafts work in a normal crafting bench, despite not requiring any gem power. Then we've got Dragon Rot. It looks red hot, it burns, and yet has no heat. While Midnight Solution is destructive and changes, Dragon Rot is just plain destructive. Throwing in Deep Slate gets Black Slag, and it probably has other dipping recipes besides. I guess there's supposed to be a recipe to make it, but we don't have that yet. And that's it. That's all we have discovered so far. We've got Doom Bloom and Nox Shrooms and tons more Shimmerstone. Our Shimmerstone supply is becoming a problem. My Ceylon, a free shelter box, which is just amazing. As for Dragon Rot, I think we need another tank. What color should it be? Red? I'm thinking red. This stuff is just such nasty, unholy garbage. I'm kind of curious to see what it does. Like, if I poured it on dirt, would it be nearly as bad as Midnight Solution? If it contacts water, what happens? Ooh. It's very viscous and does not flow at all. Alright, well, let's put it on the ground. It didn't do anything immediate. Let's pour some here into the water. Slush. The flowing dragon rod became slush. It's a shovel block, which is interesting. You don't often see blocks that require a shovel. So this is slush. I'll have to read up on what slush is and does. Oh, I heard flying problems. So we'll just duck back indoors. Let's make a little test pit. So if touching water makes slush, what happens in contact with lava? This isn't lava. My orange one is lava. We are out of lava. Should have remembered that. Alright, how about Midnight Solution? Its own mom. It turns into black materia and gets out of control very, very quickly. Okay, well that's not so bad. How about Liquid Crystal? Rotten Ground. Well, I certainly don't need a Rotten Ground farm. But I guess we'll be keeping that in mind. I'd try Blazing Blood, but that's from another mod entirely. That won't do anything. Basically, what I have here is a whole lot of trash. I have very little idea about how to file. And a shelter for some reason. Certainly not going to turn down a shelter. Okay, what do? We have 3 books. Having picked up these books, we now basically no longer need them. Because the recipes have been filed into our Colorful World book. I have a bunch of enchanted books, these item bowls, some really valuable random items. Just again, what do I do with over half of this stuff? We got Hearts of the Sea, which can go into the Breathing Underwater circlet. Aqua Affinity, if I had Prismarine. And Conduits. We have Nether Stars now, just kicking around. They make beacons. They make tools soulbound. Doesn't really matter since we're using keep inventory. And they have an undiscovered fusion recipe. So I have that to look forward to. Wither Roses are basically a black dye flower. Doom Bloom Seeds. I mean, let's not drink a suspicious stew made with something made of death fire. I can turn them into resonant lilies and wither roses. Why would I do that? Suspicious brew from this. Why would I do that? Oh. This is the starting point for incandescent amalgam. Any alcohol, 32 incandescent, 2 honeycomb, 4 doom seeds, 16 ketoxic, and a midnight solution bucket. And that makes a high-yield explosive. It gets better the longer it ages. That is extremely ominous and threatening, and I am here for it. So I have these crystals. Blazing crystal crushes into incandescent. Frostbite crystal crushes into frostbite. Frostbite makes the mellow soup, and some stuff I don't know about, and Freigeist. Incandescent goes into peaches flambé and some foods, and I don't know, and amalgam. So I guess we'll crush 5 each and then hang on to the rest. So there's the incandescent that I've already crushed from magma blocks, if I remember right. So this will get us some fun samples of things. That's more incandescent, and some samples of frostbite. I still have this clock and these compasses. This one's going drunk because I haven't died in this dimension. Most recently, I think. I think that's the limiter. Like I had to have died in this. A death in this dimension had to be my most recent death. Compasses, presents, and more name tags, and this ever-promised ribbon, spyglass, just all kinds of stuff. This anvil goes back. I've got item bowls, which are important for this. I am going to have to build a spirit shrine, and I don't want to. Rotten ground and slush don't do anything. Kind of. Slush can be tilled and creates ever-moist farmland where plants thrive. I don't think I have any plants that I need to make thrive, but there's nothing wrong with trying to upgrade our farmland. Can I make even better potato fields? Well, I can't till the slush. I think, once again due to material gating, and being very, very particular about progression gating and using the right tools, I may need a vanilla tool, or even the bedrock hoe to do this. Which is certainly something I'm willing to experiment with. Let me first try an iron hoe. If it doesn't work, I could just throw it in the smelter. Oh yeah, vanilla hoe just works fine. So we have a kind of farmland that can be tilled by vanilla tools only, and doesn't recognize whatever tilling methods that Hephaestus uses. That just seemed like bad coding. You know, to have a block that answers not to the tilling function, but specifically a Minecraft hoe. I gotta get rid of this gun. I have to get rid of this rotten ground too. I don't know what to do with it. I guess into the cactus it goes. Don't need that clogging up my space. Alright, now we have all these roundels as well, which are half storage, half display. They're neat blocks. And we still have more to sort through. All these enchanting books I can throw in here. Unless I already have some somewhere, which I don't remember. No, I don't have the enchanting books already. So we'll just stack those in there. We got magic apples, tons of iron, these memories. Now these memories. I'm not supposed to know about these because we haven't unlocked that yet. What these do is you place them, and they are supposed to turn into creatures. But this whole will not manifest in your lifetime is a thing, because they take time to hatch. They're like variant mob eggs. They can be coerced to hatch faster by placing them on blazing crystal. And the hint for that was down in the mausoleum yesterday, where the side of the mausoleum that was blazing crystals had no eggs, and then the ones with freezing crystals had eggs. Freezing crystals prolong the hatching process, so the eggs can be placed decoratively in permanence. I guess that just leaves these presents to be dealt with. Absolute tons of rabbit hide, the Deco stones, some string. I don't know what to do with all these stacks of rabbit hide. We'll just keep that in the present. And kind of store that away. Now we got turtle eggs, special rods, item frames, and lodestones. Melt those into their netherite. Turtle eggs. Item frames, I guess, in case I find more treasure maps. These presents can now be destroyed. These Deco stones are kind of cool, but I'm not really sure what to do with them. I can just plonk them down in weird spots around the base. Pretend like I have some kind of decorative urge going on, but really it's just putting them wherever. Like, look at that. That is fancy. It's like a statue made of strange yellow garbage. The last one can go over here. Just because. To my knowledge, they don't do anything. They're just kind of hanging out. The presents. Empty presents get trashed. Which leaves the special fishing rods, which are interesting, but not incredibly useful. Wait. No. I know what to do. I know what to do with my weird stuff. Specifically with this area over here. What I'm gonna do is turn this thing into a fishing paradise. Oh boy. Phantoms coming in. I'm just going to ignore them. Their meager damage output does not concern me. Sure, they bite kinda hard, but that's what the Azure Dike is for. They're not actually going to be able to hurt me because they attack too slowly. Your diving runs are too slow. Okay, now in this, I need to make a few pools. So I'm thinking... I don't know what I'm thinking. How many fluids do we have here to fish in? I don't need water, because water's in the river. We can do lava, midnight, liquid crystal, dragon rot. That's 4. Mud, which is 5. Oh. Ingot cast to get that out. 5. Not happy with 5. But whatever. Let's get this artificial fishing pool going. So that's 4 pools, and I guess I'll have to expand to make room for 6, so I can have 5. I guess if I'm building this raised cross here, then I don't need the cross formation in the level below, and that could just be dirt. But I put all my dirt away. So it'll be cobble instead. Why not? It's marginally safer. And will prevent black materia problems. Just a couple more 3x3 pools. Which we will floor and border. With a raised border at the outer edge. Get the whole ring around it. And I hope I have enough stairs. This has become a small little ziggurat. Still, 2 stacks of stairs ought to do it. If I could just place them correctly. And there's no such thing as a surplus here, because the extras are going down into our stairway in the deeper down. So there we go. It's our weird 6-pool setup. Now it's just a matter of what's going in what. We're out of lava, don't need water. So I guess it's starting with Midnight Solution. That spooky black garbage. It's deadly. It'll melt you. Contrasting that, I'll place liquid crystal. It's healthy. It'll help you. We'll add the dragon rot, though this doesn't nearly fill the pool. Apparently it comes kind of close. So that's decent. We'll need more lava. And then I've already forgotten what I was going to do with the other two. But this is fine for now. And then we just hang around, casting into the various liquids to see what we can bring up. Like koi fish from liquid crystal. Hurrah for Lure 3. And redstone? Okay. We also have that over there, which this did not look like it worked. Yeah, the bobber just disappeared underneath. As for this, kind of the same story. We have the magma rod that can withstand lava. I need more dragon rot to be able to do that. And it just disappears down there. Can I fish in water with the lava rod? Is that even smart? I guess we'll see. It is kind of fun to have a flaming bobber out there in the water. And I fished up a cooked cod. Just pre-cooked cod, thanks to the burning rod. Our lagoon rod also pulls up normal fish as usual. Ow! And that was an entire pufferfish. I hate that. Anyway, we now have 2 lagoon rods and a mold rod. New fish. Old fish. Cooked fish. Redstone. cobble and dirt. Polished calcite. I actually am running out of calcite, which is a shock. More stairs for later. It's always good to have. This block of calcite stairs that I used for hopper purposes can be destroyed. And, oh, fishes. Koi is in liquid crystal. Which reminds me, I know what one of the other liquids was. Mud. So to make a bucket of mud is dirt, mud, and a mermaid's gem in a bucket. I also already have one. But I need 3 more. This is in fact the entire reason that I kept the bucket of mud around, because I plan to fish in it later. I also want the bedrock fishing rod. Conch of Luck of the Sea 4, not really what I want in a fishing rod. I prefer lure. To be a regular rod, 3 dust, 3 black, 3 onyx. Regular fishing rod involves string and sticks. A stratine, 3 gold, and 3 onyx powder. And of course the bucket of midnight solution, but I have that on tap. It's honestly the onyx powder that's most concerning here. Lots of spiders and zombies out there. So that's got luck of able to fish even in the most aggressive of fluids. So this is what will allow us to fish in Midnight and Dragon Rot. I definitely want lure on it. Otherwise, why bother if it takes forever? I get mud into another one of these safe slots. And now we just do dragon rot, 2 more buckets, lava, 4 buckets. I don't know what to do with this. Maybe I will put water here after all. It's not a big deal. Maybe there's an as yet undiscovered fluid. Who knows? Right now, though, I need a dragon rot tank. And that will be red, I think. And its corresponding bucket. Maybe I'll throw like 4 pearls at it to expand its capacity. And our stable of fluid buckets here is getting out of hand. I think we need some more bedrock dust so I can make a bedrock anvil for free renaming. And then we will rename all of our buckets. So I guess using the ruin while we're down there is a good idea after all. Also, why am I hanging on to this saddle? Of all the things I don't need that the most. And these 5 whole blocks of white concrete, which are also garbage. But there's one other fun thing that we've been forgetting. It's been 2 days since I put all these barrel things in here. It's definitely time to start unsealing our nonsense. We've got a dozen clotted cream, culinary. Tapping requires a bottle. Let's just open everything. Bottle, 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 bottle. That's why I have all these bottles. So we have apple cider for speed and strength, gin for luck, creme de menthe for another roll 2. That got even stronger. And porter for resistance and saturation. Let's It's also almost all my bottles, so I think it is necessary. No, I should have a sandbag in here already. I do, but it's kind of limited. So I have all this alcohol now, some of which are excellent for drop farming for mobs when we're on the hunt. This one's just general purpose combat elixir. And this one is just food. And also combat. Let's hang on to those. I need more bottles. And we need to brew some more stuff, especially those incandescent amalgams. Shame they'll take so long. I can never remember what chapter the magical booze is in. It's not in Brewing in Effect, which is where you'd expect it to be. It's not ink magic. Cuisine? Cuisine has the barrel. Ah, there it is. But I don't want infused beverages. I want... there it is. The basic recipe. Any alcohol. Well, I don't have any old alcohol, just throw in there. I guess one of my ciders? I'm going to want to brew some trash alcohol, just for the sole purpose of making more of these. There's 32 essence, 2 honeycomb. Which is why I have this here. The wax component of incandescent amalgam is the entire reason I built this. Is the 1 bottle of honey for progression? That was easy. This? That's a bit trickier. Anyway, 16 key toxic. For Doom Bloom. And a bucket of midnight. I don't know what will happen if I use one of these buckets to fill up one of these. It only has 1 barrel capacity, so I guess I kind of do. It's all in. Seal it up. And that's at least 1 day, but it gets better as the time goes on. That'll make 4. And then the 4 can be used to distill pure alcohol from existing alcohol. And the pure alcohol gives us the same amount with much better ingredient yield. So I still want some garbage booze, just to do that with it. Did it say I could do that with suspicious brew? Oh, mycelium apple juice is a thing. Absorption and saturation. That's nice. The malt beer is cheap. I think that's why I made it. Really, I want something that's cheap to make, that has terrible stats, so I won't be tempted to use it for myself. And maybe just the straight beer will do it. Because wheat, we have tons of wheat. We have all the water we could possibly want. And haste, just basic haste for 8 minutes, is not a tempting status effect, so I won't be tempted to use it for myself. Mycelium liquor has absorption. Interesting new secrets we keep finding. Also, where was that aqua ratio? What does that even do? Oh, I don't have these, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, wheat beer in bulk. We've got the water. It is 6 wheat per. And then close them up. Simple as. Simple as that. One other interesting secret. I did look up how this works, how this needs to be finished. What needs to happen is I need to go up. Each corner needs a 5-block tall pillar of obsidian with one of those dark conduits on top of it, which is going to involve basically farming wither skulls for a while. It's always the wither skulls. There's potentially a small logistical problem with this, because I don't know how close the surface is. I just know that this whole thing needs to go at least 3 blocks up. So that's one. We can also turn this into cobblestone, so it's simpler to work with in the future. Block 2. And now it's just all dirt. So block 3 and probably... Uh-oh. Well, this answers some questions that I honestly would prefer not have been answered in this way. That's the tree farm up there. With all of its inconvenient shroom lights and wood, I can go no higher. But if you really think about it, I can go lower. If I sink this whole arrangement 1 or even 2 spaces into the ground, that'll be workable. The only catch is that I'll have to rebuild the bookshelves because I don't have Silk Touch. To take the bookshelves, they'll break into books. But that's fine. I have spare bookshelves. And I have all the spare wood we could need. I could also try and do some piston shenanigans, which probably would be more trouble than it's worth. To punch these bookshelves down intact. So the idea now is to go down another rank and place the ring on the next level below that. Which I'm just doing blindly on the assumption that nothing else will go wrong. Worst case, I have to pick up the obsidian again. And now we dig up everything else, including the inner ring of obsidian. Kind of funny that my Manic is having trouble keeping his health up through this whole process. But I guess that's what happens when you don't update your digging tool in all this time. And this slime steel Manic is still technically an early game shovel slash axe slash hoe. Maybe the bedrock shovel would be a good idea to replace it with. Okay, sorry, basalt, trinket smelted to smooth, and if I polish, I can turn it to polished scorched with magma, and then get a foundry from there. Basically, that's no good. I want some kind of impressive flooring for my enchanting area, now that we're concerning ourselves with that. Maybe nether brick is the answer. It's certainly a statement. I had bookshelves. Here we go. Yeah, I had bookshelves all over the place. And each corner needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the whole arrangement needs 30 bookshelves arranged any which way. We'll start there with 7, 14, 19, 22. I only need 8 more. There, 30 bookshelves. Arranged, however. And that means the last necessary element is the dark conduits themselves. That'll involve some knocking around in the nether. Almost certainly with our brand new luck juices. I can even do it one better if I could get that fortune modifier into my pants. Which I believe, ability, luck, pants recipe. Needs a rabbit's foot. Still haven't gotten a rabbit's foot. Everything else is easy though. It's just that rabbit's foot. Yeah, I think it is time for bedrock shovel over this slime steel matic. But before we do that, how long does the beer take? 4 hours? So that'll be ready tomorrow, easy. Our first incandescent will be ready tomorrow as well. And then we can think about brewing them in bulk. So this is all just one of each. Gold shovel, dust black onyx. Why am I opening this? Oh, for bedrock dust. Gold shovel, dust black, one of each stratine type, onyx powder, which I'm beginning to run out of again. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ingredients and the midnight solution. That's everything. Why is there a red dot on my minimap over there? Whatever it was, it's gone now. Alright, bedrock shovel. Let's rearrange our bags and get to the nether for some good old-fashioned murdering. I'm not going to need cobble or deep slate where I'm going. And certainly not black slag. Netherrack, though. Netherrack will be necessary, probably. Armor's doing okay, not super happy about his condition. But it can be repaired with gold. So that's fairly cheap and easy, all things considered. I've just gotta hunt some heads. Because I need 4 of these. 4 of them. Yeah, that's not gonna be fun. It's 8 skulls, 8 wither skulls. 4. This looks like snow for some reason. I know it's just ash fall, but it looks like snow. Oh, and you know what? Maybe I should go home and do that extra level of beheading that I was thinking about. And I know I don't have the modifier slots on here, but maybe I can find a way to add one. Such as an end crystal. I don't think I've applied that. So what do we have here? Harmonious Writable Recapitator. Resurrected End Crystal. And then it's just Dragon Head and potentially rebalanced from there. Which again, I don't know how to do rebalanced. Because we got the Queen Slime, the Cobalt, and the Rose Gold recipe. And it's not clear what those do. Regardless, what I can do now is make an end crystal. Why end crystals are made of nether stuff? We don't ask these sorts of questions. And now we've got that. Melee severing. 2 necrotic, a TNT, and a lightning rod. Couldn't be easier. Let's bring my severing up to 3. Couldn't be luckier. Especially after we have our drinks. Oh. And I can also just for the fun of it. Snatch a whole bunch of available lava. Nom 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 lava. I can't fill the last bucket because there's still like droplets in the tank. Now that's okay, that means the tank is basically full. I still have the option of dumping like liquid crystal or midnight solution or even dragon rot just all over the nether just to see what it would do. I'm not sure whatever effect would be particularly impressive, but I could do it. I suppose I could make this a lot faster if I got some ice and a boat. But I don't really have Silk Touch available to me. I mean, I do, and I could make it easily. I just don't have any Silk Touch available right now. And even if I did, I don't have any ice available, which is a bit more pressing. This whole section of bridge I probably should have mushroomed as well, because hoglins would definitely appear here. And as a completely unrelated concern, I did say there was some interest in ichor crystals, though I don't remember what that interest is. Not the crystal blocks, which are completely pointless. How are these only large buds? And only a few of them. I pass by here constantly. Well, that's a colossal disappointment. Don't need that. Isn't there a... yeah, there's a second geode right there. Which I must have spent more time around, since this is where I was building all the mushrooms. Hopefully there's some crystals in here to be had. Alright, one cluster. 2, 3, it's something, 4. Nowhere near the greatest geode. Not even a good geode. The Hoglin is very confused about the mushroom situation. Very confused indeed. Completely pacified by the fear loop of running back and forth between the two mushrooms. Unable to attack me. Okay. We're almost there, meaning it's time to double fist some bottles. I would prefer to see at least one valid target before I start these buff timers. Wither skeletons? Anywhere? Hello? Not normal skeleton, you don't count. Where are all the wither skeletons? Why is it all regular skeletons? Okay, there's one. It's a start. First one. I'll melt that. for 7 more minutes. We've already lost the first minute. I have every loot buff known to the mod set. It's just a matter of finding turrets. Where are they? On the roof? I heard skeletal rattling. Yep, on the roof. They're all on the various roofs. I can't even get over to that one. Hey boys, why don't you come over and see me? Of course, one fell. He's still down there. I could go get him. That's a bit more effort than I'm willing to go to. Come on, bring me the skulls. The skulls, not the necrotic bones. I don't care about those. So I've got looting 3, plus 2 levels of luck, plus 2 levels of another roll. And I have 1 skull. Technically 2 skulls, but I'm only counting the wither skeleton ones. I can get the regular skeleton skulls anywhere, anytime. There's one. You! The severing, not doing me much good. The levels of looting, also not doing me any good. The blazes, laughable. Because I am still fire immune for certain values of fire. More wither skeletons up on the roofs. Why are they up on the roofs so much? Why are they not in here, in the corridors, where I can hunt them? more skulls. Okay, 2 of each. We're getting somewhere. And I think I got sneak attacked by one of these guys. One snuck up behind me. Well, we're at 3 and 2 out of 8 and 8. It's a start. Using my Cloud Walker boost to just float over here. Mobility is king. Doesn't matter what you can spot. If you can't get there, knowledge does you no good. So I have my mid-air Tokyo Drift boots, which basically gives me the ability to hunt down anything, anywhere, as long as I can get the altitude. Okay. This is disgusting. All my loot buffs are making sure that they drop their stupid stone swords, which do me no good. I'm even getting blaze heads. And we're out of buff. So let's identify some more targets and get ready for some more booze-fueled hunting. It requires having more targets, though. I hear bones. But where? Aha! Hello there, my dark-boned friends. Were you prepared for annihilation? They were prepared to give me trash. That's what they were prepared for. Mute. Oh, good, I can one-shot them. If you manage to one-shot these zombie pigs, then they don't sound the alarm. They have to be able to survive a hit in order to be mad about it. I just need to cull them to make room for more skeletons to spawn. Which I am now hearing down inside the tunnels. Ordinary skeletons on moss. What a disappointment. I'm getting more blaze heads than I am when I'm hunting for. Maybe this is what effect prolonging was designed for. Surprise! Aha. One spotted. Multiple spotted. And then went down there. The fool. Uh-oh. The pigmen are angry now, which changes things. Because they're a lot more dangerous than anything else. Hopefully they chill out. I think the pigs over in this area didn't hear me attack the other one. We might be in the clear from piglin aggression. There you are. Where were you hiding? I hear one in here, which is frustrating, because I just left this tunnel. We're up to 7, which is pretty good. Unfortunately, my buffs have fallen off again. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it. Come on down, boys. I know there's one more up there. And I will come and get it. There is not one more. There is one more up here. More wither skeletons back at the entrance. Gain a little height. Float on up. You. Well, all of you. No skulls. All of that, no skulls. We are over a stack of necrotic bones, though, so that's something I couldn't care less about. I heard another skeletal rattle. Where was it? There you are. Give me number 8 so I can go home. I don't mean this higher pitched xylophone bone. I mean the lower, larger rattle of these guys. Come on. Skull number 8. That's what we're looking for. Very annoying that none of my luck buffs seem to be helping. That one sounded close. Is it on the roof again? Of course it's on the roof again. And then the little courtyard. There's head number 8. We're good to go. But maybe... Oh jeez, surrounded, getting pummeled. We still win. No additional skulls from picking that fight. It cost us half of our life, though, so... Not the smartest move. Time to get back to the bridge. Look at all these necrotic bones I don't need. Stone swords, which are good for nothing. Bows. They make dispensers and burn. And can make the bedrock bow. And that's it. You can melt down the zombie pig head for blood. Not exactly impressive. I guess it's just time to go. Oh, hello. All of that and no additional head. Nor from him. Just arrows. And more useless stone swords. Hooray! Lava that I can throw my junk into. Sword, sword, bow. Surely I don't need this many necrotic bones. I can't think of anything else to toss. So back we go. And I hope I have 4 normal skulls at home. What I know I don't have is definitely short the gas tiers to make the end crystals that go into this conduit. Oh yeah, and in addition to the gas tiers to make the crystal, I need another gas tier besides. We don't have that. That's another 8 gas tiers, and I'm pretty sure I have 1. Yeah, I missed. The cloud boots threw me off. I thought I was going to do a sprinting critical hit, but I jumped and began gliding instead. Gas tiers are another one of those annoying resources that modders love to lock difficult things behind. Just because it's a pain to hunt gas, I mean, they fly. And they love to fly over lava. How are you planning on catching a dropped item that's going to fall for half a mile before it lands in a lava lake? Ooh, hello there. Gunpowder, no tier. I hear ghast. Where is it? This is where I killed the other one. XP went everywhere. Still no tier. Well, my magnetic sword would have picked it up. I no longer hear a ghast, which probably means it despawned. How am I supposed to hunt those monsters if they keep despawning? What the? This is right next to home. This has been within 100 meters of home the entire time. And I never got here because Basalt Delta is difficult to cross without any additional movement powers. And there's a blaze spawner right here that is conveniently contained. That would be much easier to turn into a foundry. Hi. Get this stupid sword out of here. Stop giving me those. I got a 9th skull anyway, which I'd be happy about for the right to challenge the Wither, except for the fact that Spectrum just gave me a whole bunch of nether stars. They were just kinda there in the underground bazaar. That was supposed to be a sprint, so I could float. But I clipped a wall while beginning the sprint and fell. That's okay, take 2. There's the bridge. Here's my exit. Here's a skeleton. Maybe I can get a skull from. No. He refuseth. Alrighty, we've done some damage, caused some problems, collected some things. Kind of a productive trip. Still need gas tiers though. And I'm a skull short. What a pain. It's also blaze heads. And a piglin head. Just new kinds of heads. So creeper heads melt into a pane of glass. Spider heads melt into venom, which doesn't do much, apparently. I've got the bone blocks into bone meal thing. More bones, old bottles, lucky booze. I guess I'm moving all the heads down. And these nether bricks are garbage. Into the cactus with them. Oh, and there's all this stuff too. A little bit of calcite. Some gold to melt. Some ichor to store. Wait, the ichor doesn't get stored. The ichor... I have my strength 1. So the ichor does get stored. Can I get it to strength 2? I have no buffs on it currently. There's none of the writable enhancements on it. This has recapitated writable harmonious. I believe the boots do 2 and then some. Yeah, also resurrected. The pants have nothing. Writable. Recapitated. Did I lose that full set of records? Somewhere there was a complete set of music discs. Seem to have lost that in translation. Well, that's a problem. Oh well. Recapitated, recapitated. Writable, writable. So this has 2 upgrade slots, and maybe we'll just... Is there a better thing to do for chestplate than more strength? Or was strength an ability? Uh-oh. Strength was an ability. I know I don't need this for... Also, 1 Sky Slime Crystal short. That's embarrassing. I know I don't need leaping for the fall damage prevention. But if I apply it to my leggings for the jump height, then rotten ground will stop being a problem completely. Haste is an armor upgrade? What piece of armor? Any armor? I guess I'll have to wait for it to cycle. Because it's in the armor upgrade section. That's it, chestplate. Item frame adds slots to the helmet which will render on the UI when worn. I think I actually have a use for that. Unfortunately, it looks like it absolutely must be one of their special item frames. But I don't have an upgrade slot. I just have an ability slot. And I don't have room for another upgrade slot. So what abilities can I put on my helmet? Aqua Affinity? Is that like the only thing that goes on a helmet? I guess I could do protection. Slurping. Just drink fluid in the helmet with a hotkey. And that's it. Aqua Affinity, Protection, or Slurping. There are no other options. So I need some plates of every type. Fortunately, we have plenty of these to work with. I forgot I left that on. I'm glad it's working. Now, could you hold on a second? And bronze, seared, emerald. Emerald's on the list. Why is emerald not melting? That's emerald reinforcement? So how do we melt emerald? Ah, the emerald itself is missing. I can only do blocks. Well, that is strange and awkward. But fine. I'll melt a whole ass block. Ooh, the seared stone one takes a while. And is more expensive stone-wise. So to keep the pattern going, I actually need 8 more. That's 12. That's gems left. I think I'm making too many of these. Because I believe protection is an ability, and the only free ability slot I have is my helmet. This one's going to be luck, and I don't have any other ability slots open. Yeah, that's an ability slot. Well, so be it, I guess. I now have some leftover plates of various types. Every type. Still, nothing wrong with preparing a good defense, especially if I can keep it fixed with relatively cheap gold that is everywhere in the underground. Speaking of the underground, I think it's time to go back. So, cobble, deep slate, and black slag. I'm gonna have to smash some more sand pretty soon. And down we go. There is still a lot more to discover and find down here. Some of which I know about, some of which I still don't, even having done it before. But before we jump right into another dose, I need to take a minute. I'll be back momentarily. And we're back. Up, straight down we go. Just an immediate plummet, straight down. Oh. I was going to try and carefully use the power of ruin to collect a bit more bedrock dust. Come on, break down the bedrock. That's the problem with relying on a system of random ticks. Sometimes it works pretty much immediately, sometimes it feels like it'll never work at all. Uh-oh. Hitting at my ladder. I mentioned before it could eat a whole lot more than just bedrock if it so chose. There. I've also seen it choose to eat torches, and water blocks, both flowing and source. I'm just a mite surprised that it ate my ladder pretty much immediately. There was no hesitation. I had several blocks of bedrock just sitting nearby, and it ate my ladder. Finally. We have 5 other blocks being threatened, and none of them are being eaten. I guess 10 will have to do. And down into the deeps we go. Who knows what we'll find beneath? Though I don't know about the rubies. Instead we get the spooky Deeper Down soundtrack, which is honestly kind of Castlevania-esque. It's got that sort of vibe to it. Now we had been looting a forgotten Undercity, which of course hasn't gone anywhere in our absence. We have attracted some friends, though. Maybe I can find one of those record stands. In the meantime, I don't need any more stacks of rabbit hide. But another casual nether star? That's loot. Oh right, that's what happened to the records. I put them in an ender chest. Just casually another shulker box. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, the erasers have arrived. Yeah, once they get close, they get hyperactive. Miss, miss, miss. Got it. They keep teaching about new and wonderful debuffs that I don't want. Oh hey, more iron. I'll take out that, and then stay out of his activation range while we continue to heal. Alright, now we go. Dark Passion Play. Oh, he gave us Frenzy, which is supposed to be a buff. I guess it is a buff. This bird suggests to me another graveyard, but I don't see the graveyard. Just all this water, trees, and basalt. Basalt down here is of crucial importance. Because basalt gives us moonstone down here in the deep deeps. The final stone, the final color. A crystal that is white. So now we have the full color spectrum. The three primary colors of, I believe it's additive color theory. Yellow, purple, and cyan. And it's not entirely accurate, it's a bit different. We have black in the form of onyx, and white in the form of moonstone. And I have got to harvest the absolute crap out of this geode without breaking any of as few budding blocks as possible. It's honestly hard to tell the difference in the dark. Good news, though, is the unbreakable bedrock pickaxe, so I can just do this as much as I want. I didn't bring another bottomless bundle. Well, that was a mistake. Definitely should have done that. Because let's face it, when you are deep diving into an unfamiliar dimension for resources, in a mod like Spectrum that just has resources coming out of its ears, it doesn't matter how much inventory space you brought, you don't have enough. There are still some biomes we haven't even visited yet. This exploration has not even begun. Alright, let's cap this last one off at 64 and then get out of this geo. I think this would be a good time for one of those shulkers. Just pack away all the moonstone and the special rocks, and why not that block of iron too? Anything else that can go in there? Sure, these things. And the bedrock dust, why not? That's in our pocket. So we got moonstone, which is really cool. That's one of our kind of long-term goals. One thing I don't understand about all the Nox shrooms is that the chestnut Nox shroom, the brown one that actually looks like wood and not black or white stone, the chestnut Nox shroom is the most rare. I can grab slate and ebony and ivory all day, but you want chestnut? Good luck. Blast out the yellow floodlight and get my shears so I can take some doom minis without exploding. Maybe this one should explode. That was worth six seeds. 6 seeds for exploding it, but only 1 for using shears. What is going on here? This is supposed to be a residential building, but it's gone. Something has gone wrong with World Gen, or more specifically Structure Gen. I do like these structures, though, because they have the basement. And while there's not a whole lot in the basement, there is a chance for the brewer's book and truly ancient liquors. So other than the brewer's book and the ancient liquors, they've got, I guess, flower pots full of not much, unless you like mushrooms and dead bushes. The brewer's book speaks of peach cream, glass peach, clotted cream, and mycelium. It's worth toughness. Golden bristle tea, sawblade holly berries. We haven't found those yet. Worth a few buffs, maybe. I mean, strength 5 for just a little while? That's kind of incredible. Bristle mead, fire resistance and speed. Here with bristle sprouts, sawblade hollyberry, and jaramel. We haven't discovered jaramel yet. Morchella. Saturation. Made with amaranth, mycelium, incandescent essence, and jaramel. Having a blank page is weird. Then hidden page 1. They have sedatives. Stiffness. Stiffness 5 minus 100% attack speed. Why? Through this, you should be able to use Blood Orchid extras more aggressively if worst comes to worst. Why is this good? You brew aloe and frostbite with an entire jadeite lotus, and you get minus 100% attack speed. And this is a good thing. And there's a secret message about the nobles being a problem. They want the Bloomstone. I don't know what Bloomstone is. But we found another book with another little bit of lore in it. And we have the Booze of Centuries Past. That's it for the residential cellar, where the residential building itself is just deleted. This is what it's supposed to look like. Kind of apartment-y. They mostly have crafting tablets and sticks in here. Smoker, loom, empty amphoras, lots of amphoras. It's a nice looking kitchen setup. And these chests up here have random items in them. Single random items. Probably owing to some kind of profession of the people who used to live in these apartments. But that's all you really get. Crafting tablets and not much. Empty amphoras. And then this one was an archer, and this one was an archer. And there's really not a lot worth looting in these apartments, unless you like bundles. You can often find lots of bundles by searching through these things. Steaks and beetroot. Then up here we have a bow and a multi-tool. And there might be another cellar. Yep, another cellar entrance. I'll take a free bucket. These chests are all empty. Another brewer's handbook and another ancient. Just another truly ancient beverage. Blue tree, a couple of cyan trees, a blue tree. So the long and the short of it is that we're not the first to use these color magics. Not by any means. Ebony mushrooms. Whole stack of them. And only 2 chestnut. And we are far from the first to use color magic. There used to be an entire mysterious civilization down here. Anyone's guess as to what happened to them? It probably has at least something to do with the with that whole black landghast biome where everything's made of black materia. Dyes and banners. Chestnut shroom, chestnut. This is full of ebony. Storages, that's a trapped chest, I think. We got the red around it. Oh yeah, definitely can see the red when it opens. More turtle eggs and name tags. Wait. What is this that I can't understand? It claims to be stripped oak. It is definitely lying. There is some kind of wood-like material here that I don't understand. Oh, isn't this where I got all the... Oh, it's another one where I got all these from. You know what? If I could find one of those ender chests again... Oh, I did find this again. Now, why can't I take these? This Heart of the Sea and Nether Star won't come out. Oh, unless I use a weapon. That's strange. It's like the bed thing all over again. Heart of the Sea, more iron, more name tags. I guess that stack of ebony can go in there. We'll give it the apples too. buckets. Why not the ender pearls? Add the ender pearls to the buckets. Turtle egg. And the rest of these I want to hang on to for now. This is another culinary restaurant area with more roundels. And black slag right in the way of everything. Malachite's Cookbook 1. We already have this one. Yeah, starting with banyash and the hair roast, meatloaf especially. If anything, we need Cookbook 2. Or 3, if further cookbooks exist. Another brewing cellar. With another bucket. Another brewer's handbook. Which, despite saying extended edition, is still the same one we already have. And another truly ancient liquor. We are finding a lot of strange stuff down here, but no answers and nothing of particular usefulness. I mean, maybe I could get my axe and cut some of these very fancy mushroom trees. There's also this, which is kind of an important building. I'm gonna need this. And maybe it will let me read out why. Oh, good. We've also found an ender chest. We can take all the discs and the little cushion thing. And once I get inside this building, there we go. We'll just hold up in here and talk about getting stuff stored away. Specifically, all these discs. Now, here we are in the church. That looks very cathedral-y, doesn't it? There are bookshelves and looms pretending to be empty bookshelves. It's all very nicely designed. And in the very center here we have... I mean, it's an entire crafting thing. It's just a bit more intricate than ours. It's got these. It's got some extra embellishments in the top center area. And it has these moonstone chiseled chaser blocks. What's going on with that? Well, I can learn about another role. Influence the drops when using fortune and looting. Each level of another roll will increase your chances of getting the most number. So, fortune and looting give you a chance of additional rolls. Another roll increases the chance of getting those extra rolls. Swiftness and stiffness increases or decreases attack speed. Frenzy. Damage, attack speed, move speed, knockback, resist, or buff with each kill. The higher the effect level, the higher the buff. Not scoring a kill in 10 seconds will debuff you instead. Getting levels of Frenzy stacks additional levels, increasing the potency instead of resetting its duration. So Frenzy is kind of a berserker enchantment. But this is what we're looking for. Moonstone. It's white, it's pure, its element is purity. I'm drying out. To make a moonstone pedestal, you just slot a moonstone into a 4-color pedestal like the one we have, and then you have to build up the Spectrum Palace to be even more extravagant, like the one we're standing in. So, for laughable simplicity, maybe I could just steal the more valuable or difficult to craft blocks from this one. But the thing is, this thing also has these Moonlight Chaser blocks. Which I am going to harvest. Because I understand the future. And what I mean by that is, if I didn't already know, it makes you do this twice. Because you need these Moonlight Chaser blocks to complete the Moonstone upgrade. It just decided not to tell you that. And what's worse, you can't make the Moonlight Chaser blocks yourself unless you have a fully upgraded crafting altar that includes the Moonlight Chaser blocks. So I'm just going to steal a bunch of these. Because once I get the Moonlight upgrade in place, my crafting altar will completely stop working until I have these. One of those things that would be very nice if they told you in advance. But very specifically, it doesn't. It hides that little detail behind an additional chapter. And only reveals it after you've done the first upgrade. Which is a little rude. There's also the side entrance. And this room, which that sign used to have writing on it. Last time I played this, there was writing here. It basically warns that inside this 2x2 is some active ruin. And you get this decay away, some free bottles, a goat horn. I don't know why the goat horn is there. Of all the things you can find in here, that's the one that puzzles me most. Put most of our buildy blocks in there. We have another shulker for the rest of them. Don't really need the decay away, but it's nice to have a dose. Just in case the ruin gets away from us. But what's remarkable about this is that it's got the whole 2x2 thing, and this is all full of observers and sticky pistons, and it's just a mess. Oh, where does that mess lead? To this button. And that kind of locks us in, I guess. So that didn't do anything useful. Okay, and then this preservation glass has been pulled out. Just getting more stuck as I continue to hit this. Okay, that has been pushed back in. I don't think this machine is working properly, whatever it's supposed to be doing. It's certainly locked us in, though. But inside here is 4 blocks of ruin. Doesn't do us much good. Let's want to bottle it. Then there's the up area. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's another secret back door that leads to the roof. Nice little private roof area. Cozy. Off the courtyard. And then there's this room. This is not real iron, it's just dyed leather. And all of these are empty. All of them. It's just a small vacated armory in the back of the church, which I don't really understand. And that's the whole cathedral area. I needed to steal the moonstone blocks, the moonstone chaser blocks, for progression reasons. Simply cannot move forward without them. There's even more city over here. I've been here. We've lived this. There's just so much city that I can't tell where I've been and where I haven't. Cut the slate Nox cap, which cannot be separated into wood unless you're using a pigment pedestal. Don't know why. I guess it's just too tough. But the whole place is just a beautiful city. Very well designed, using the block palette of the mushroom woods available to them. It really sells you on there having been once a whole civilization down here. Far more advanced than villagers ever were. Anyway, we should move on. As I said, there are entire regions we haven't even scratched the surface of yet. We've got Noxshroom Forest and the Dragonrot Swamp. Nasty places. I mean, Noxshroom Forest isn't bad, but the Dragonrot Swamp, spend as little time there as possible. Dragonrot is awful stuff. Although, I did make a bucket specifically for it, so maybe we should scoop a bunch. It is imperative that we do not touch it, because it is more debilitating than any other fluid in the base game or the mod. Also, little purple spidery things are frustratingly immune to it. They'll melt in Midnight Solution like anything else, but they're immune to Dragonrot. Couldn't tell you why, because I don't know. If we hide for a second and take a peek at the map, boy, that's a big city. There are 3 bazaars. This looks like a tree area. A tree area. Several. Oh, this is an apartment that I'm in. I'm not seeing any buildings of importance. And then there's this, which is a huge moonstone geode somewhere over there. But there's dragon rot in every direction. Except south, which is more Knoxwood Forest. And this graveyard didn't generate the mausoleum building. And I can't really tell much else from the map. It may be necessary to pop back topside and do the moonstone pedestal thing. So we can start interacting with the resources down here. I mean, it's absolutely going to be necessary to explore further and find the rest of the biomes. But before then, we should probably have an eye toward progression. More erasers. I have never been more glad for having float boots than when there are erasers around. Because those guys suck. So back up and out we go to do the moonstone thing. And that will get us a little further along. Huzzah for additional stairs. And I think this moonstone upgrade might be our last trick for the day. It'll open up a whole lot of new stuff for us to do, and that'll take a lot of time to get into. Ah, daylight. Let's start with the moonstone. One moonstone shard goes right in here. have to do some upgrading to the Spectrum Palace, which will involve mostly blocks we stole. Some of these, and I need the other box. And these, lots of these, probably a lot of these. But the big issue here will be getting up. Maybe I want the slime sling. Just bounce up to the upper level and get to work. That's not right. I guess that should be crest. Well, I didn't steal crest for nothing. There we go. Basalt and crest. Basalt and crest. And in the middle, polished. Polished, crest, basalt. Basalt, basalt, crest, crest, polished. And then we have crest, crest. Is that a normal block? Just a regular basalt after this? It must be, it's not highlighted anymore. So we have these arms coming out that are double crest basalt. And they meet that way. Which is, of course, why I ripped these down in the first place. Whoops. That doesn't go there. We have the onyx chiseled, which is required. Must be onyx. It will accept no other type of chiseled. So that's just irritating. And we have a ring of crest to go. And how is it that I didn't take enough crest blocks when I completely stripped this place dry? Oh well. 6 more assault crest. And there's still a block of emerald in here. That can't be right. It is right. How is that possible? I only melted 1 block in the first place. I wasn't making more. Where are my leftover emerald reinforcements? Something's not right here. I cleaned this out. Well, my plate helmet has the protection when it's supposed to, so I guess I'm getting free emeralds out of the bargain. Oh yeah, the book. And where am I keeping midnight chips? There they are. Yeah, my gemcast is in there. So this is all the result of an improper save. Since I have an extra gemcast, I can melt that one down. I need an upgrade slot, which is going to be an end crystal. Well, the important thing is that I have these 6 blocks. And this is the part where it tells me I'm not done yet. We'll go downstairs to read about that. Moonstone Pedestal 2. This is just rude. Your latest structure feels lacking. You need more moonstone. You are missing moonstone chiseled. But in order to create moonstone chiseled, your moonstone pedestal needs to be fully upgraded. So the only answer is to steal moonstone chiseled. You need 28 of it. And it doesn't even show you here where it goes. But that's the necessary upgrade to place the chaser blocks, just like I said. And it doesn't fit with my pattern. I guess I'm changing up the pattern. Oh, that's interesting. They place kind of like log blocks, but also very much kind of not. How do I get the chaser visible? I have to be at that level, or it won't work. No, where do I step far enough away? Oop, didn't mean to break that. Moonstone Spectrum Complex ready. Just fill out these corners because this looks ugly. We have now unlocked tons of new crafting recipes. Maybe not tons, but a significant amount. So what do we have now? Just the entity detector. Progression hints. New ores, new resources. I guess I'd better smash some moonstone. And put this moonstone down in the chest. This chest. Say hello to the final gem. And our friend the animal. I kind of wonder if the bedrock anvil will be a better smasher. Smashed one stack. Down you go. Alright, now I'm coming to go get it. Number 48, and more moonstone blocks to go. We'll just leave them in. We have moonstone powder. Need more onyx powder, arguably. But for now, moonstone powder is present and accounted for. $30 bedrock dust, which I think was enough to do the animal thing. Yeah, anvil 27, 3 and 3. $27. Anvil. 3. And 3 of the onyx powder. I hope the one with the banner doesn't show up. That's just a pain in the neck to me. And then a touch of midnight. Causing to put all these ancient boozes away. Swiftness and speed 4 for 8 minutes, glowing, and then some nausea. Say hello to Bedrock Anvil. What do we do with this monster of crushing? First, let's see if it smashes more efficiently. It falls faster. $50 out of 2 stacks, 25 and 25, that is better. That is better. Now I gotta rename all my buckets. The magenta one. The red one. The blue one. The black one. The yellow one. And the orange one. Lava, water, midnight, crystal, dragon rot, blazing blood. Ancient liquors for future use with that when that matures. And I think we're all set for the day. One ingot of gold. I mean, I should have guessed. That is what goes into a cast, after all. So we got some extra reinforcement panes of varying types. And our yellow is still up to 20k plus. In here, it's 27k plus, so I could put the pigment thing in there and restore it some. I also have all those records. Which are up here in a shulker. Let's take the shulkers in. Yeah. These need to come inside. We can unpack these tomorrow. All the iron. It's just all the iron in the world for these these guys. It composts, so we'll trash it that way. Are there any of my armor parts that aren't harmonious? You are. You aren't. That's one of the things I missed. You aren't. You are. So I get 2 discs. You don't have anything. You don't need anything. Two discs from middle 2 armor pieces. Doesn't matter which ones they are? No, I don't really care. Okay. And now we're good to go. Tomorrow, we finish unpacking this and go back into the deeps. And maybe we'll harvest this, our explosives, and see what can be done with that. Until then, see you next time.